Let's see if I can. Let's see. Hi, Inga. Let's see. Let me see if Izzy's on here. Izzy's on here. Hi, Inga. Let's see. There's names popping up, so give me just a moment. This is interesting. Normally when you go live on Facebook, it has where a person can request and or you can see someone and kind of just, hi Delva, like have them come on. So maybe it's just Friday and it's Facebook. So let's see. I hit where it says allow viewers to request. Let's see. Facebook Friday. That's always an interesting one. Let's see. You see? Give me one moment. We're trying to just work everything out. There's Lizzie. It's adding. Taking its time, but it's adding. Slowly. You know, UK, US. I appreciate everyone's patience. So, are you guys all ready for the Pearl tonight too? I'm excited about this one because I delayed. Hi, Samantha. I delayed doing the Pearl because I thought it would be too, not, I don't want to say complicated, but that's exactly what I felt. And when I did it, I was really surprised how fast it came together, and I'm excited about it. I'm glad to see people excited. So give me 1 second.
La la!
There we go. We did it.
Okay.
We beat technology.
I know. I don't know why it didn't work on the other. It's a good thing we had a backup plan.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay.
What have I missed? It looks like I've missed lots of chat.
Talking about the Pearl tonight and that I was afraid to do it actually.
No
and
way.
Yeah, you know what's really weird? I have done Janelle's pattern NCW. I can do that in my sleep. But I was afraid of the Pearl.
Oh my goodness. NCW, for anyone who's quite new to bag making or new to the sewing world, is the necessary clutch wallet. It's from Emmeline Bags, and it is amazing. I've got 2, I think.
Yeah, so in my main purse, I have the larger one. And then I did the mini one for my small one, and both my daughters have the mini one as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a wonderful pattern. And I was afraid to do the Pearl because I thought, because Janelle has a very specific way for the credit card slots. And then, so when I first seen the Pearl and I seen the pattern, I was like, yeah, these are some measurements. So a little bit afraid.
I can understand that. I mean, we get a lot of questions about doing the card slots on the Gentleman's Wallet by Sewing Patterns by Mr. H. Hi Samantha, I saw you were watching. So I totally understand if you're doing a technique in one way and then suddenly you're doing it in another way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But I was afraid for no reason, because I think I cut it out and my kids were in class and I put
Oh
it together with my domestic in like an hour and a half.
my goodness. So what are you going to do for the next 4 weeks then, if it only takes an hour and a half to make?
Well, we're going to break it down. First, I want to show people how to, like, what for the outside pockets, because someone requested that they wanted to see where the exterior meets the interior, because the wallet comes apart from each other.
It does. It's amazing.
Yeah. So I wanted to help them with that. And then I also want to do, there was someone that asked about the magnetic snap closing too tightly and it was a bulge. So do tips and tricks for that and show how we can relieve the bulk. So, hi,
Very
Carol.
There's loads of people joining us now.
Yes, because they want to meet the master. Mine, one of the masterminds behind the Mrs. H. Swoon Masterminds. They're like, yeah, bring it on.
I am so excited. This is the first time that we've gone kind of behind the scenes to do like a proper meet the team. So we've had Samantha's come online sometimes to do like little chats and things, but this is the first time we've got to know one of our amazing team members.
And I think this is like exciting because like Monica, me, and Tammy could not do what we do without you, like at all. So,
bless you. But I can do what I do without you. This is just going to turn into a complete
like, I'm not crying. My eyes are sweating a little bit. Just a little bit.
Onions. That reminds me, because we had all the technical stuff.
Yes.
Samantha's excited to get know more about you. How am I?
Yeah,
because we see your presence with your bags and everything, but get to find out a little bit more about what's going on in here.
Oh yeah.
Totally diverted. So Team Bag it is, Team Swoon and Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H that are here in our chat right now. We are at some point, hopefully, going to go behind the scenes and also have a little chat with Monica and with Tammy, and we'll see who else on the team we can persuade to come in.
Oh yeah, because there's a lot of lovely team members that need to be introduced to the whole entire world.
Some of them are a little bit shy, so we might be doing vlogs for them rather than doing video chats.
Rightfully so.
But I mean, I don't really have anything to say about bag making, but if you want to know more about what I do, I'm more than happy to come on and have a chat with everyone. Just, let us know down here.
Definitely.
But today is about you, not about me. So
not
ready
at all.
You ready for the hard questions?
Yeah, the hard 2020 questions. Yes.
Don't worry. I won't be mean. Okay, first, can we kick off? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
Born and raised in California. I'm a California girl. I live in Maryland now, but born and raised in California. I've been sewing for a while. My abuelita, grandmother in Spanish, she owned her own business where she kind of like designed dresses and gowns and costumes in San Pedro. And I've been sewing hems and sewing periods since I was like 4. I remember like hand sewing since I was 4. And I went the opposite way. In school, I decided to work as a paralegal for a mortgage company.
Wow.
And Citibank transferred me all over the place. I lived in Seattle, I've lived in Colorado, I've lived in New York, New Jersey.
Yes.
And then when I moved to Columbia, Maryland, I was like, oh, I definitely want to make this my home.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Aww.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's really sweet. Hi, Joyce. Oh, Alpha, thank you. I will come live some other times. But I'm totally up for that if you want to know more about
Yes.
me.
Her,
Thank you. No, right? I didn't know you've been to so many different places.
yeah.
That's amazing, and
I know
so
it.
lovely that you
I'm
have a
really feel
home.
privileged for like being able to see all these different states, and then family members from all different parts of the world and country. So I feel like very
Yeah,
privileged.
oh, of course. That's totally
Listen,
understandable. Samantha's threatening to betray all my
yeah,
secrets now.
that's if my sister was here, that's exactly what she would do. She'll be like, I could tell you how many times Nova messed up. So definitely.
It's a
Yeah,
good thing
well,
that I'm
she doesn't sew, so she's only
uh,
yeah, she knows all the techniques because she was around. But
hmm.
she's 5 years younger than me, and she just doesn't sew. That's not her forte.
Okay, that's fair enough. I
Yeah.
totally understand that. It's
Yeah. Hmm.
oh, Lynn, that's so nice.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you so much.
wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, so my next question was going to ask how you got started with sewing, but you've told us about your lovely grandmother. But
Yeah, and my
why?
grandmother and her grandmother, like I just come from a long line of people that
Wow,
sew.
that's wonderful.
My dad sews too.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You've been teaching your kids to sew as well.
I I was trying to see if I was able to actually persuade my husband and my father to both do a live with me because they both know how to sew.
That would be amazing.
So
That would be incredible.
and they both like it too. They like the creative, like being creative and customizing their own hymns, and they're like they're solid. They're pretty good at it. I don't have to fix
Oh,
anything.
cool. What
Yes,
can we do to persuade them?
I don't
Can
know.
we
I
bribe
can.
them?
I don't know. Ask for an early birthday present. I feel like I feel like it's very important to see different sides. Like my husband, he's five. He's 6'4.5". So with him, he doesn't have as long as legs as some people might think. He has a longer torso. So learning how to hem his own stuff, that's what he does.
Yeah,
And my
cool.
mother-in-law actually sews as well. So
Wow.
it's all over around me.
Okay, I've got to ask, if you all sew, does that mean you're always raiding each other's stashes?
No, because my husband is think of like Burberry, and he's like
Uh,
very chic, and my dad is more bohemian country western, and my mother-in-law is very like very she has a very classy thing. I'm a nerd. If I flip the camera around, you're going to be like, I know this fabric, I know this fabric. It's all Star Wars, Disney, Jurassic Park. So
there's my Star Wars
see,
bear up there and
yeah,
Totoro
I see it,
as
yeah.
well.
And like yeah,
I'm
as
with
you can
you.
see all all the nerdisms,
Yes,
Cora.
sure.
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
they won't raid my stash per se because I don't have that's just not my style. I'm a jeans and t-shirt super nerdy girl.
That's quite fortunate, really, I think.
Yeah.
Um, my husband's furloughed at the moment, so while we're still in lockdown here, so while he's not working, he's learned how to knit, and he's been raiding my yarn stash. I just had to start him with a stash of his own because otherwise I've not got anything left.
I knit. I've seen the stuff that you do, and I'm amazed. And you got me on this rabbit hole of YouTube videos trying to figure out things. I knit and crochet. That's what I do. Like if I'm watching something on TV, it keeps my hands busy.
Oh
Nerd
yeah,
5. Yes, Darcy. She's a nerd 5. So
I'm totally with you on that. I'm always fidgeting, so keeping my hands busy is really important. And I've just realised as part of that, we've gone totally distracted from what we were going to say. My next question was going to be, what got you into bag making?
no, there was no nerdy bags. So
Really?
I don't like the Disney bags, like the
Um,
Loungefly, and I'm not to bash it. If anyone has it, they are fantastic bags. They just weren't what I envisioned. And every time I went to Katsucon or a Comic-Con or a convention of some sort, I didn't see a lot of people that made bags. And I made nerdy quilts. That's my
Mm.
thing, like Harry Potter nerdy quilts. Like
Yes.
that's my, I love free motion quilting. That's like my thing. That's why I'm not opposed to binding things. Because everyone will be like,
Um,
why are you always for it? I'm like, if you're a quilt, it's like what I said in the video, depending on where you started sewing, it shows kind of in your bags. Like I see like people that do garments understitch their lining, and I'm like, that's really creative because it doesn't roll to the front, and
yeah.
you have certain skill sets. So I like to quilt, and I went to a con and I didn't see anything. And then the first bag I bought was actually Janelle's NCW, so it was too complicated for me at the time. And then I got a couple of swoon, and then I went on a rabbit hole of different YouTube videos and different people, and then started making them, and then started testing, and then I'm in swoon right now.
It's amazing. You have created some just incredible bags. Some of the ones we shared recently with your superhero themed
Oh,
ones with the armor. My goodness, it must have taken you ages to plan out where all the different
yeah.
parts were going to go for those.
You know what's funny is I brought out drawings and I cannot find them now. Like someone asked earlier about it for the actual, like, I'm trying to see if there's something nerdy around me. Like, so like on the She-Ra, she has a symbol for the actual,
Yeah.
like their emblem. I can use a computer or get an SVG file, and a machine will cut it for me. But to actually make the armor, I build it. I draw things out and I create it. I use a template. Like swoon's my favorite bag to make superhero out
Mm.
of. I it's crazy because I usually, my whole room is like reorganized, so
Oh,
everything's
nothing
seemed
kind
to
of
be,
expected from you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's sort of mostly Annette and Celine, I think, that you've been constructing the
oh
armor on,
yes,
isn't it? Yeah.
yes, that's
The
why I wanted
different
to teach
rules
the
and
Celine
panels.
so bad, because I feel like a lot of people didn't understand the guess it scenario.
Mm.
And that's that bag. Once you master it, it's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, it's marvelous.
Yeah.
I will say for anyone who's watching this on YouTube, and we upload this to YouTube later, we are going to be transferring some of Nova's sew-alongs over to the YouTube channel as well. And first up on the list is the Celine. So
Yes.
expect to see that probably Sunday or Monday popping up on the Swoon YouTube channel. Um,
Yeah.
oh,
Definitely. Are you
aside
good?
from Pearl, what are you making at the moment?
I'm actually pattern testing for a person, and I'm remaking the bag for that, as well
Mm.
as I'm making a Maggie 55 bag. She just came out with a pattern this,
Yeah.
and I bought it, and I immediately went head deep. And I like different, I love bag designers because the way they have a puzzle piece and they just put things together.
Oh
It's
my
just,
goodness.
I couldn't do it. I could not design a bag, but I can modify a bag. If someone's like, here's the pattern, what would you want to change? I'll be like, yes. That I cannot, I don't know how like Samantha puts together a bag. Like I've made her
Um,
dainty day tripper, and if anyone wants like the perfect backpack, that backpack is brilliant. And once you really make it, you're gonna be like, holy! It opens up like Mary Poppins. Like,
It does, doesn't it? The dainty day trip is absolutely amazing. And just so you all know, Nova is going to be doing a dainty day trip, a sew along for us very soon over in the Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H
yeah.
group, and we'll have details on that coming out hopefully the start of next month.
Yes.
Um,
I
yeah,
feel like I want to do. I love doing sew alongs to bags. I think people find difficult. So
that's understandable. Yeah, that's
so that
understandable. It means they can ask the questions as they go. You know, we can all be there to help them, so that's a good thing. But on the designing side of things, where you're so good at constructing the armor, I mean, you could always, if you've got an idea for something patchworky or quilty, you can always give Mrs. H a yell, and I'm sure she'd be more than happy to do a little collab.
Oh
Go
yeah.
on, Samantha, give us a yay. I'm watching those comments.
There's no holding back now, Samantha. You gotta make some kind of
She
quilty
does
background.
have this incredible skill where she can see 3D shapes in their 2D components, so she can get a picture in her head and then draw out what they're going to look like, and from there she creates those amazing bag designs that she comes up with. So
That's
she likes to blame that on her dyslexia. Possible, possible.
I well I heard a podcast with her, and I was blown away because I had no idea that's how she's seen things, and I was like
Yeah,
amazed. I was like, that makes so much, like, that makes sense to me. And
yeah.
you could
Was
take,
that the Passion Pages one?
I bu- yeah, I stumbled upon it. Like, I stumbled upon her blog. So if people have problems in Swoon that are like with zippers or whatever, I'm like quick to link her blog because it gives you like the basics, but
Yeah.
like exactly what you need. She has a unique way. My first bag with
Mm,
the Mrs. H was the Dating Day Tripper because the yellow bag on the pattern sold me. I was like, I need this mustard color bag. I don't know why, but I need
yeah.
it. And then my second was the Carpenter bag because I just want a Mary
Oh, the
Poppins
companion bags. Both of those bags are absolutely gorgeous. They are.
bag.
They're on the they're on the event photo. If anyone wants to have a little look at those, they're so beautiful. We've
Anything
got
that
loads of questions coming in.
well, I just feel like Samantha's patterns are perfect for Disney. Like, they're very whimsical. So
That's
that's,
so
I
true.
as soon as I see the fabric, because I do see someone ask me about fabric, I am the worst person with fabric. Again, if I flip the camera over, I have bookcases that are, they're boards that have clips, and I have mm, roughly like 500 yards of fabric,
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
I can never find the perfect fabric. Never.
That's why you needed our help earlier with picking out your fabrics for the
Yeah,
pal.
definitely. I
So
can never.
hopefully that
Hopefully,
answers a few people who asked.
I will, and then I'll show the different ones and where I get them. I like I like fab. I got some Allison Glass fabric recently from M-Line Bag, so I'm really excited about this because I've always wanted to have her fabric. And weirdly enough, my local quilt shop doesn't carry Allison Glass.
That's very odd.
She doesn't
It's so
carry Tula
popular.
Pink either.
Whoa, okay.
I was like,
Oh,
wait, Tula does some of the most original quilts. Like,
yes.
no Tula Pink.
And those fabrics are so popular.
Oh,
Let's hop into the questions if that's okay with you.
oh yeah.
So, we had from Beth, what magical skill do you wish you had to help you sew?
Telekinesis. Straight answer right there, right straight away. Because I can like control stuff with my mind. I don't have like two sewing machines going at once.
That would be amazing, like a proper magician thing.
Yeah. Telekinesis. And also because like then if I have to deal with my kids or my husband, I have that power too. So I mean telekinesis.
Oh, I
Yeah.
totally get that. That's fair
Yeah.
enough.
You just float them to the third story of the house and I'm quietly by myself then. Just for a little bit.
I'm
Just a little
pretty
bit.
sure there's a lot of folk in the comments will agree with you right now. Give us a shout here in the comments if you would love to have telekinesis and be able to control your sewing tools with your mind.
Oh my
If
god.
not, let us know what you would like to be your magical sewing skill.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine like having to like you don't have to iron, you can just think it and it's like ironing for you. You're just like poked
That would
out
be amazing. I was
corners.
going to ask what your least favorite thing about sewing or bag making is, but it sounds like it's ironing.
Actually, I like ironing. I had to get the right iron for me to like it. At first, I hated it because my irons would drip or the steam wouldn't come out
Mm.
or wasn't enough. For that particular tool, I feel like you need the right one in order for you to make it a great experience. And then you're like, I want to press everything.
That's understandable. What iron do you use now?
I actually use a Silver Star steam. It's a steam press. Yeah, has a distilled water and everything. It has like a whole thing on. But yeah, I was looking for a an iron, and everyone kept telling me to get the one that pops up. Um,
Mm,
something with an O. I want to say.
I know the one you mean. I can't think what it's called
I
either.
wanted to get it because the color they had a purple one. I was like, yay, right? Color in the workroom. But for the same cost for that, I was able to get a professional one at a dry clean supply store. So I was like, all right,
Inga says it's an Oliso.
have I what?
Inga says it's an Oliso iron. Does
They're
that sound
Liso.
familiar?
There, that's it. Yes, they have them in purple, blue, yellow, and I hear they're fantastic ones. And I like the whole pop up thing. That I'm not gonna lie, that's probably why I wanted it too, because like the whole I would think of it as a transformer or something. I don't know.
Yes, you're not alone. Lisa says that Lisa wanted the purple one as well and went for a cordless instead. So
See, I mean,
quite
once you start comparing, I just was, I press a lot of stuff, and my husband uses my breast because he has to wear suits to work every day, so
oh, of
he was like,
course.
oh my god, this thing's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, best wishes to have the power to magically fix all my mistakes. Oh,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that would be a really good one. All mistakes go away. Like it's like like a cool, yeah, like it'll be like your new seam ripper. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Uh, what else? Oh, while we're talking about um, not technology, appliances. That's the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. We had
Yes.
loads of questions in asking what sewing machine or sewing machines do you use, and what would be your dream sewing machine if you could have any?
I have a lot of sewing machines. My dream sewing machine, I would love to have. I have two. I want the Tulip Pink Bernina one. Like I want like the big embroidery, like the 9-9. I I never
Yeah.
own a Bernina, and I hear wonderful. They have like a gorgeous stitch. So I want it for that, and I also want an Innovis Dream Machine from Brother
Yes.
because I love embroidery, and I just would like to have all the editing right there. Now, for
Mm.
my machines, okay, I have machines all over the house too because I sew. My kids are at virtual learning, so I sew linings during the day or wallets.
That's so
Um,
sensible.
yeah, that is a cheap Brothers Project Runway like 440, and that little machine. I have sewed like a lot of bags that I have posted in the group
Mm.
on that domestic machine. Um, it's relatively inexpensive and it keeps going.
That's
I
brilliant.
have a Brothers NQ3500D, and that's my embroidery slash regular sewing machine. I have a Rocketeer 503, and that's what I sew all my vintage clothes on. And then I have my two Jukies, the 550, 550, 5550, and then the 1541S. I see the numbers in my head if I close my eyes.
Bless you. Okay, Dalv would like to know, how do you sew so fast and make it look so calm, slow, and collected, smooth, and effortless? Do you ever unpick?
Oh yeah, like I have
You
like
do
so
make it look
multiple
calm.
seam rippers, and someone just gave me like the coolest seam ripper for Christmas, and I bought another one so I could have it in two locations. Okay, so it's a tabletop seam ripper. So it has a suction cup,
Wow,
and you put the seam that you're trying to rip in between, and it's like a fifth arm. Just like I'm
that's
like,
amazing.
I have seam rippers everywhere. Every station has one or two seam rippers. Every station.
Oh, I bet you're not alone. Commenters, let us know down below, how many seam rippers do you have
It's
scattered around your house or around your sewing station?
it's
I bet,
ridiculous how many.
I bet
And
you
then I
do.
also I'm addicted to rulers. Yeah,
Rulers,
yeah.
like it. That's
I like.
amazing.
I don't know because well some of the when you use a ruler a lot, like the prints fade, but you
Yeah.
don't want to get rid of it. So I'll just put like marker, permanent marker, like this is 12.5 inches. Use the ruler.
I saw someone once who had a ruler tattooed on their arm instead so that they could just measure as they went, which I
Yes.
thought was a brilliant idea until I started to think as you get old and it all starts to stretch a bit, it wouldn't be so accurate.
It won't, it definitely won't be accurate after. Well, I seen somebody in a fiber crafting group use the stitching. They mark the stitching on their fingers, like the 1/4 one, like 3/8 on their fingers, and then they just wash it off. I'm like, that's actually quite brilliant if you really think about it.
That's a really good idea. You can get like tattoo practice pens that are easy to wash off, so skin
Yeah,
safe and easy to wash off. So that would be a brilliant idea for that.
I think it is. I feel like can, if somebody wants to invent a ring that's a ruler, go for it.
It's a genius idea. But you're not alone with your seam rippers. We've got 10, 6, 3. Samantha says this lady never reveals the number of misplaced
Never.
seam rippers.
Yeah. And like the weird thing is, the cheaper they are, the better they are. I can't explain. I know that doesn't come out probably right, but the most inexpensive ones are like the ones that you get for free in a kit somewhere. They always want to be like the most fantastic seam rippers.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, this is the best thing ever. And then I have those scissors that have like those snips, so you can get
Yeah,
into. So I like those too. I have
they're really cool.
I have a weird scissor habit too. I have a lot of scissors.
Again, I'm sure you're not alone in that. I know for Samantha, she says one of her top tips with keeping track of your scissors, stick a little hook on your sewing machine, and you can always keep a pair of snips to hand there. Then
That's actually quite brilliant. Yeah, I have a magnet on the
Genius.
2 bigger ones, but I lose those snips all the time because I'll take them to another station, and then like I think my room eats Wonder Clips and scissors because they're never where I
You've
need
got
them to be.
borrowers.
Yeah.
Very possible you've got borrowers.
Yeah.
You never
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. I've seen like really beautiful scissors like in Play-Doh, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm trying not to hurt you. You're breaking mommy's heart.
know. Talking about tools, we've had a few questions as well. People have asked, Diane, Deborah, a couple of other people have asked, how do you choose which needle to use and how do you decide on your thread?
Well, okay, so I've said it before, I use Waywack for my smaller industrial, and they have a thread guide and they have needles, so I just go for their guide and their needles. Then when I use for my industrial thread, I usually get it from Superior Threads, and they have the most awesome needle to thread ratio. A lot of people, when they have breaking off or their threads fraying, is because they don't have a big enough eye and the needle eye. So they have a really Superior Threads has regular thread all the way up to industrial, and they have the best needle chart I've ever seen. And it's free because it's right there on their website. So it's brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we're going to hop into the comments for a minute because I've seen loads of comments come up. So let's see if there's any questions that we've missed in the comments. Don't forget, keep asking your questions down below if we've missed stuff so far. If there's no more bag making or sewing questions, then I may start asking Nova some really geeky stuff. Okay. So ask your bag making questions now. I'm going to go right to the top to start with, see what we've got. Oh, look. Lynn's son and wife got engaged at Otakon.
Oh, that's right.
That's amazing. Colleen asked about picking out fabrics, whether you struggle. You've answered that one.
I do. I struggle with that. I like a colorful lining. I feel like the lining of the bag is really important, and that's why I like a lot of pockets. And the brighter the bag inside makes me happy. Like, you could be really classy on the outside and like have something totally nerdy on the inside. So I like lining fabrics, oddly enough.
Hey, you could always start from the inside out, can you?
Yeah, there you go.
Colleen has suggested that we should have someone who can FaceTime and match the fabric That sounds like an amazing idea. So
Oh my
there's a
gosh.
business plan there if anyone wants to take that up.
That would be amazing. Amazing.
Samantha's wondering what 6 by 7 is. 42, of course. Answer
Yes,
to the question, the ultimate
definitely.
question.
Definitely.
Noble, where do you sell your finished bags?
I sell them at I sell at a small shop on Etsy, Nova's Knits,
Yeah,
and that's where I sell them at most of the time. And then I sell them at conventions other times. And then I have a Nova's Knits Facebook group, and sometimes I get custom orders through there as well.
that's lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, what else have we got? Lots of folk. Oh, Lynn wants a house elf so that they
Yeah,
don't have to clean and can just sew.
yeah,
And Samantha suggests maybe you could train the house elf to cut an interface.
man, yeah. No, yeah.
That would be
I
a
okay, so
really good idea.
I actually like cutting too. I'm not okay, so I'm super
Really?
weird. I'm that person that likes to drop in linings. I'm that person I like cutting because I feel like I have maybe it's a control thing. Like I have a little bit more control of. I like to actually cut by scissor
Mm.
than rotary. Super weird. It's a weird. I like
Hey,
rotary
to
when I
each
have
their
rotary,
own.
but I'm known to trace things out and cut it out by hand most of the time.
That's fair enough.
I need a
Dad was
house
not
elf too.
impressed.
No good. I know. I don't.
Let
I
us know in the comments. Do you prefer a rotary cutter or scissors for your cutting out?
yeah. I'm because well I with I'm like accident prone. I promise you I could look at a wall and I'll bruise. Like, so, I have had some incidents with rotaries. I'm not afraid of them, but I'm not a huge fan of them. So
That's understandable. That's absolutely
not
understandable.
afraid. And I learned, and then there's like a lot of them now that have really cool safety guards and all that stuff. So
That's sensible having the safety guards. We've got
yeah,
a question from Jasan. Let me know if I've pronounced that right. If not, I'll adapt. Asking specifically about the pearl. Just to let you know, Jasan, we're not all ladies here, so you know, for future questions, please do ask Baganese folks, something like that. We've got some fellas, we've got some folk like myself, non-binary folk, so we're not ladies.
inclusiveness.
But the question is, with the pearl, if you're using cork, would you still use your interfacing?
It depends on the look that you want to achieve. Cork is a very stable on its own, and I think
Mm.
without interfacing, it would be a lovely, absolutely lovely. If you want to add a little bit of interfacing to give it a more structure, by all means, go
Mm.
for it. But for your first pearl, if you ever sew garments, they always tell you to make a muslin. They always tell you. I have like a whole muslin drawer of bags, and that way, this is how I start my modification to figure out what I like in the bag.
That makes
Get
sense.
get the most hideous fabric you have that you're not going to use, and make that your first. And therefore, when you make your second, it's perfection.
That's very sensible. Thank you, and thank you, Jasan, as well. We're all learning all the time,
All the time.
and you know we know this is new for a lot of people, but we try and make sure to catch it when we can. But thank you. Um, okay, I'm not seeing any more bag making questions at the moment, so I'm gonna ask you my questions.
All
I'll
right.
keep an eye on your comments. Don't worry. So, aside from making bags, what are your other hobbies? What do you like to do?
I actually like making vintage dresses. I have I like to make
Yeah.
cosplay costumes as well. So
Wow.
I like to make I have this thing if my whole wardrobe could be like 40s and 50s, it would be. That's why you see like this Tiffany blue, and then you'll see like a
Yes.
cherry blossom tree, but then a whole bunch of nerdy stuff. My
Yeah.
scrap bed is like a 1940s domestic postal service bag. Like
Oh,
so I have an affinity for vintage. I love vintage wear.
You have got some amazing outfits on
Oh,
your Instagram. If you're on Instagram, hop over to Genova Alcala. It's linked in some of our posts, so you can easily hop over there. Your ladybug dress, oh,
yeah, that's one of my
oh,
favorite. And
love
I like
that.
to make corsets.
Really?
Yeah, I'm making one
Wow.
right now for my friend's wedding. It's gonna be Harry
Mm.
Potter, but it's going underneath her dress, so no one's gonna see it. But she wanted something nerdy.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah, making her a
lovely.
Harry a Ravenclaw corset.
Ravenclaw, very cool. Inga, I see your question. I'm going to ask it in just a moment because I'd like to know, what house are you?
Gryffindor. I thought I was
Really?
Slytherin 110%. And then when my daughter got
Slytherin.
Slytherin, I was jealous. I was like, how am I not a Slytherin? I'm actually jealous.
Well, you know you get to choose, right? You don't have to go with what the hat chooses.
You know, I came to like after reading both like Slytherin and Gryffindor, they pretty much have the same exact features. So I'm like,
Yeah,
if you
I
put them side by side,
I sort of think of it as it's a bit like looking into the light and having the light behind you.
yes.
So it's just which direction you're looking in. I'm Slytherin all the way.
Oh, see?
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
and well, yeah, because my husband has this discussion with me all the time, like, what superhero would you be? And I always pick something like random, and he's like, they're not a superhero. I'm like, it depends on what perspective you're looking
Definitely.
at.
Definitely. I mean, go above and beyond. You do something exceptional. You really commit or are loyal to something. That's a superpower. Definitely go
Yeah,
without it.
well, perfect example is Batman and Joker. Joker has like the whole city as his friends. Batman solo.
That's a very good point.
He has
That is a
loyalty
really
and
good point.
people that are willing to go above and beyond for him.
Mm,
Batman can't keep Robin or Alfred around really. So I'm
that's
just
so true. You make such a
throwing
good
that out
point.
there. And guess what, guys? I like Thanos. Yeah, I like Thanos. I just feel like he had a different perspective. No different than Tony Stark, okay? So,
That's totally fair enough. Samantha is representing Ravenclaw down in the comments. If we've got any other Harry Potter fan here, please, Potter fans here, yeah, that's how you say it. Please put down below which house you represent. It'd be so cool if we have like a whole range.
Lynn, I
Lynn,
see you.
Lynn does the panel.
Yeah,
I totally
I.
understand.
You know what's really crazy is when not crazy. I hate using that word. What's really interesting to
But
me is I didn't understand the Hufflepuff until Fantastic Beasts, and now I kind of wish I was that character because there's it's a weird strong. It's not. It is so
yeah,
powerful. It's like
I know.
everything
It's
awkward is beautiful in him or them.
yeah, yeah.
So
I've met a few people across time who, you know, they picked Hufflepuff as their house or the house picked them as it. And you can just see that determination and acceptance as well in them, which
yes,
is just lovely. But I mean, it doesn't matter which house you are,
no,
or even if you're not a Harry Potter fan, don't worry about all this. It doesn't matter which house you are because, you know, we love every single one of you
yes, all
without a doubt.
people.
Talking about superheroes, if you could pick any superpower, what would it be? Would you stick with the telekinesis or
Telekinesis. 100%. I will, or like manipulating metal like Magneto. Yeah. Or I would, okay, yeah, I will want the Phoenix power. Okay, I get that. And her character does go a little dark. So you would think that would be me. It's like between Magneto or Deadpool for me. So,
oh my goodness, Deadpool?
because I don't feel like if I'm like I want to say Wonder Woman. That's my favorite superhero, but I don't have that. She like Wonder Woman's like Mary Poppins with powers. Like they want to do the right thing, and Deadpool is
Yeah,
like I don't want to have my powers to be used at beck and call. I want to do it what I want to do it, and I think that's why
yeah,
I gravitate to those kind of characters like that are like I'm not good or evil. I'm just here. And I'll fight if I want to, but if I don't, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Fair enough. Choice is definitely important. We've really confused a whole bunch of people
Like,
watching this right now.
I like Thanos to I like Harry Potter. Yeah.
Yeah. Harry Potter,
That's my
superheroes, nerdy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because if my husband was down here, he will be like, "Yeah, Shino's 100% a Thanos fan." I was like, "Man, like I have a huge argument against Tony Stark, like the biggest irritating thing." So, and he's a Stark fan, so yeah. Well, he likes all superhero stuff. Like he can go into it forever. I mean, I think his favorite is Black Panther, of course. And again, that character I couldn't be because they have a completely pure heart. So I couldn't be Captain America because the heart factor. So, I'm just being 100%.
There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of the dark in you, or recognizing the dark, I think. But I mean, I'm a big Discworld fan, so Granny Weatherwax in the Discworld series. If any of our watchers right now has read any of that, she does the right thing because it's the right thing, even though she's got that conscious awareness that there's other things that could be done, which is really cool.
Yeah. Doctor Who fan, 11th Doctor is my favorite, Inga. 11th Doctor. That was my first 11th Doctor. I just want to say I am a Who fan. I am.
Inga, which of the Doctors was your favorite Doctor? And Nova's pegboard behind is TARDIS blue. Is your pegboard TARDIS blue?
Yeah.
It kind of is.
And then I have I'll do a room tour. I have the sign for his for him for the TARDIS there, and then I have the lipstick because I used to cosplay as the 11th Doctor and the wife when I was blonde. So it worked out. I would have like "Hello, Sweetie" and like all that stuff. That was my favorite. See, the 11th Doctor,
11 too, and says my hubby looks a lot like him.
Matt Smith is an amazing specimen. You're very blessed. Just watching him. Amazing specimen. Yeah. Well, I watched the Ninth Doctor got me into watching Doctor Who again. Well, I watched it with my father, but I wasn't really into it. And then the Ninth Doctor, but then I'm not gonna lie to you, the models when they came to the mannequins. Yeah. I don't do creepy dolls or mannequins or marionettes. That's my fear.
That's totally understandable. I have real issues around statues now. Yeah. Particularly, angel-shaped statues.
They're the worst at conventions because they will not move and you're like, oh, is this really a piece? And then they'll move and you're like, I'm good. I'm so good. I don't want to do this. Yeah, yeah, I feel like the 11th Doctor really brought me back just because all the different storylines. So I was like, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you up to some quick fire questions?
Okay.
So this is the would you rather round. Would you rather snack on chocolate while sewing or snack on candy while snowing?
Candy.
Sewing.
Candy. I'm not a chocolate lover.
What's your favorite candy?
Anything with sour, like Sour Patch Skittles, sour licorices. Like I love sour.
Sorry, Samantha. she's pointed out it is in the UK. It is 5 minutes to midnight, so it's bedtime. I don't want to give everyone nightmares. Inga likes chocolates. Okay, would you rather sew in the morning or in the evening?
The evening.
Night owl.
Yeah, I like sewing at night.
Or is that because you have so many commitments during the day?
That, and also I just feel that I'm like really hyper during the day, and then I wind down and I can actually. That's probably why everyone thinks I'm relaxing because they. I'm like, I'm not. Trust me, if you had a camera in here like on Saturday morning, you'll be like, what is she doing? And then I'll have like 2 cups of coffee on top of it.
Oh, Lizzie. Would you rather live without a sewing machine or live without a TV?
Oh, without a TV all day long. I don't really watch TV that much. I'm an Audible girl, personally. I'm really weird though. Every book I own on Audible, I've read before I bought it
Good
on
for you.
Audible. I just like to hear if I got names right. Or, or just, and then the voice acting. It's amazing that one person can be so many different characters. Like, I'm like, this is amazing.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. Are you listening to anything on Audible at the moment?
Well, my favorite, one of my favorite books, I hate saying favorite because it's like picking a star in the sky. You can't. I'm listening again, Gentlemen Bastards by Scott Lynch. I always go back to it. It's a really interesting story on some unconventional characters that steal your heart. So, and there's a little bit of magic. A little bit of magic. Not a lot.
Very cool. Talking about magic, would you rather have a magic cutting fairy or a magic interfacing fairy?
Cutting. I'm too controlling over my interfacing. I feel like they did something wrong. Fairy believe. So
That's fair enough. Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak every language?
every language.
Ooh,
Every
cool.
language. Because I would like to help people in every language if I could.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
And I think it's kind of like Aquaman, like when when he's able to talk to fish, like what good is it really going to do? I mean,
That you make a really,
not
really
a cool power. Not a
that is a really good point. Being able to speak every language does benefit humankind.
Yeah.
Although Cheryl would like to talk to animals.
I might say what my
very good point. If you can speak every language, you can talk animal language too.
Samantha, this is right here. Right here. Yeah.
This is why
I stick with my answer. Then I can talk to possibly a lion. I feel like that will go south real fast. Like at the end of the day, that's a predator. So.
Well, you could do like a web chat with them, maybe.
Or I'll probably. My husband is terrified of puffins. I would probably talk to them just because.
Puffins?
Yeah, he has this thing with puffins. Like I can't. Anytime I want to get the fabric, he used to have like night terrors over them and witches, and I'm like, but puffins, like that's a very specific animal. So.
Bless him. Yeah. That is adorable.
Yeah, never should have told me that.
While we're talking about animals, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100
duck-sized horse or 100 horse-sized? No, a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses.
I would want the smaller. I feel like I could run. Not the larger. I think I'll most likely pass out if I see a duck the size of a horse. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh wow, that's a majestic. I'll just be on the ground. Like that is not supposed to happen.
I think I'm with you. They're pretty terrifying. Oh, we've got a bag making question. Lynn, do you ever use batik fabrics for your bags?
I have never actually. I've used them in quilting, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And I haven't had a bag with it yet. Maybe I will try some, and definitely in the lining would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Would be really pretty, like very chic. And definitely. Samantha, you're absolutely right. There's something a little shady about it. They're knowledgeable or something. Shady. I don't know, a little bit shady. I mean, I think they're really pretty. So, but I do. Someone had made these really whimsical ones last year, and I was like, oh, I want to get this fabric, and my husband was like, no. Right? Puffins are cute, right? Yeah. So.
But if he doesn't like them,
everyone has like an animal that they're afraid of. So.
Quick fire again. Would you rather? Oh no, pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
I'm allergic to pineapple, so that would be a hard pass
Hmm.
for me.
Oh no, no, it's fair
Pineapple
enough.
and coconut. Pretty much almost every tropical fruit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm allergic to pineapple, coconut, and a lot of weird fruits. And I love them. Like I will eat a kiwi as my face swells up. Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Okay, definitely no pineapple on pizza
No,
then. What? Samantha loves pineapple on pizza.
I know.
What about?
We can't share a pizza, Samantha. Okay.
What about beans with Weetabix? Is that a yes or a no?
Beans with what?
Ooh, do you not have Weetabix? Okay, they're like
What are those?
they're wheat biscuits. They're a cereal. They're wheat biscuits that are like little rectangles made
Like
of
mini
crushed
wheats?
wheat, and they look like wow. See, they had an advertising campaign that suggested Weetabix this is, suggested you should have beans with your Weetabix. And the world seems to be, well, the world over here seems to be a bit divided whether it's a good idea, baked beans with Weetabix, or whether it's a bad idea to have baked beans with cereal.
It doesn't sound appeasing to me, but I'm not a huge cereal fan.
Oh, no, fair enough. A similar idea, Dixie. They're not quite shredded wheat. They look like corrugated cardboard, to be honest. They really do. You normally have them with
Super
milk.
appetizing.
They don't look appetizing at all. But the idea of baked beans with them, maybe not.
I don't.
Samantha thinks baked beans on Weetabix probably doesn't translate too well outside of the UK. Maybe not. I had no idea that you didn't have the delight of the crushed corrugated cardboard wheat biscuits.
No, I do. One of my favorite things though is whenever I get like a sewing buddy from another country, I love to interchange parcels so that way we can get something from each one of our what we value here or what's really wildly popular here and get different things. So this past Christmas I got some really cool stuff from Canada, the UK, and they had in Canada these gummy bears that when you bit into, they taste like a peach. I felt like I was in Willy Wonka. Like I was like, nothing. This tastes like an actual peach. What is this? This is magic. What's going on in Canada? Why don't we have it here, US? Why don't we have it here?
Incredible. Delva makes it that you might be allergic to bromelain, so that could be the common link between them. You do make a really good point about foods from different countries. I know I was so surprised to hear that you don't have blackberry over there in the US.
No.
And that Dove is chocolate. Because for us, it's something you wash with.
Well, yeah, and Dove is something you can wash with. You can wash with too, and it's like it's a weird
sticky
thing. Yeah, like you do Dove chocolates. Apparently, to a lot of people say that they're very good. I'm not a huge. If I eat chocolate, it's like a chocolate covered strawberry, or it's really rare. Like, or it has to be like drizzled in my coffee or something. Or yeah. And I like tea too. I'm a person that drinks tea at night, and I like milk in my tea.
You're a tea drinker. Wow.
Yeah, cool.
Lynn, you make a really good point. Lynn mentioned that exchange students that come over and live with Lynn for a year in Finland, they eat cold cuts for breakfast. You make a really good point, Lynn. Different countries, different breakfasts.
My kids, my husband's best friend, is a godparent to my children, and his wife Serpa is from Finland, and she was the first person, because I like to eat salmon lox for breakfast, but I grew up in a house like the half Hispanic side of me, like they're all from Spain, so drinking tea and eating lox in the morning is perfectly normal. I did not know it was normal until I went to breakfast with one of my friends, and they were like, "What are you doing?" Or like, "What I eat milk in my tea, milk and honey with my tea as well." That's my favorite way to have it. Like, it's weird when it doesn't have milk in it. I feel like it's not. I don't like sweet tea. My husband's from Louisiana, and he loves sweet tea. That's everybody has something different.
Milk and tea is definitely a standard here.
Yeah.
unusual.
It's
Here,
very
so
unusual,
no.
right? You learn, I mean, it's different things, different households, different customs. Just it, I'm used to in my, and because my grandmother raised me for a portion of my life, and I was used to
Mm,
being in a household and no one said anything at the dinner table. So when I went to, like, when I talked to my husband's family, they're all like
mm,
communicating. It's like time for people to sit down and find out what
yeah,
happened with
chat
each
with each
other's
other.
day. And I'm like, what is
Yeah.
happening here? No one's supposed to talk during dinner. So it's different customs, different, that's the beauty about learning about different things all the time. It's
That's so
awesome.
true. That's a really good point. And if you're watching this and you've got customs that are slightly different to us, or you understand some of us but you do it slightly different, let us know below because we'd love to know. That would be really cool.
Yes, I
Um,
love knowing everybody else's
think
customs. It's intriguing.
I'm running out of questions. So if anyone watching this has any more questions, please do ask. While we wait for them to catch up, where can folk follow you to find out more about your bag making journey?
Well,
Anyone
I'm
think I
on
said that?
Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm definitely on Instagram. I do have a small Etsy shop, and sometimes I show sneak peeks of like what I'm designing or what my next collection is going to be,
Mm.
for superheroes, because I'm trying to do. I've been trying to draw out Storm. I wanted all
Ooh.
the X-Men characters. That's been something I wanted to do for a while. So different things. I have this idea for a really cool quilted bag for all the houses for Harry Potter and having them in their colorway. So I'm always sketching things out and doing. I like to doodle. I don't draw, but I can sketch things out if I have it in front of me. It comes together that way.
That's really cool.
Oh,
That's very cool.
I was reading the Turkish.
Yeah, Lynn says our exchange student from Turkmenistan and I taught her applique quilting and she taught me to make the clothing of her country. That's
See,
lovely. That's
yeah,
really nice. Samantha's abandoned us. She says, loving getting to know you more, Nova. I need to go now and I'll catch up in the morning. She does make a good point because it is past pumpkin time.
yes.
Dalva asked, do you ever sleep? I think that's probably for me rather than for you.
I don't think Lizzie sleeps. Like, I think I we're always saying go to bed. And Tammy's like, I got
I'm
this.
very much a night owl, so I stop waking up in the evening rather than that. I mean, it could be an autism thing, could be just my crazy brain. I know, not using
Yeah,
the word crazy.
my brain's overactive too, and I feel like I don't sleep as much as I should be because I'm overthinking things or I'm thinking of the next thing, and
Yes.
it's it's
Yeah,
I think that's why I like sewing.
I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, crochet is my thing that I use as a sort of mindful one stitch at a time kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I mean,
patience for that. Patience, so much patience for knitters and people that crochet because, like, man, if you see when I do the room tour, like,
oh
I
yeah,
even keep knitting needles in my. They're the best pointy turner thingies
they are.
because they're not blunt, but they get to those corners. So,
Definitely, definitely. If you've got long ones, they make good back scratches as well.
oh yeah, or I tie. What on one live, I think somebody I put up my hair, but I used a crochet hook. Like it
Ah,
just when you have your
exactly.
tools can be used for multiple things, that's a great tool.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, without a doubt. So Lynn wonders what time it is here in the UK. It is gone midnight here. It's just coming up to 10 past midnight, which means that I'm probably going to need to wrap up soon so that you can
Yes,
get ready for your sew along.
definitely, and also you're in the future now.
Wild. I'm in a different day to you. I haven't
This
done
is
any
cool.
pumpkin yet, so it's fine.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you any good things happening on Saturday.
Well, so far it's pretty dark, to be honest. I've totally forgotten the question I was about to ask you. Oh, you said about doing a room tour.
Oh yes. I've been organizing my room. Monica has got me on a kick about organizing, and she said something that was really, really important, that if if it if like how you organize it sticks and you're not going back and re-messing it up, then you found the system for you. Prior to her having that conversation, I never could find a system for certain things, and I think I found a system for my fabric, which is really interesting because normally my husband and my 10-year-old daughter Hope comes in and they fold all my fabric, because if I'm trying to find one particular thing, I will go through it like a bull in a china shop, and I know somebody would fold it. My husband folds my fabric, folds clothes, and he's also the person that packages all my bags because he's really fantastic. Folding's not a really strong suit.
Yeah, I can understand. I don't like putting things away. I'd rather just have it piled up, which I know seems really strange, but that's why I do like the open cabinet thing.
Yes.
Put it on the shelf, and I see where it is. I don't have to tidy it. So
it's that whole out of sight, out of mind thing. If I don't see it, I won't remember it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That's a really good point. Okay, I don't think we've got any more questions. So I've got a little script.
All right.
Don't go anywhere, folk. Nova will be back shortly for part 1 of the Pearl Wallet Clutch Solo.
I just like hit myself in the eye too with this.
That's so cute. Oh my goodness, that's adorable. Hang on a second. I'm saying it's adorable. I've already seen it because I put it in
you got a
social
really
media post.
crummy picture because like my living room has the worst light. So yeah, I was on my dining room table because the kids were in class. You guys got a really quick snap, and I believe my camera even had some coffee on it. So
the ultimate filter.
Wasn't the best. Wasn't the best, but you know, I'm really excited about it though.
That's so cool.
There's so much potential in this wallet to do so many, like I like it as it is, and I can see it becoming like vinyl or cord or using sturdier interfacings to make it not as pliable as it is. But my phone is a 10 plus and it fits in here. So I was like, this is one for the people that want to run out of the house and not have a purse.
Yes, that is totally me. So I'm definitely going to be stalking your shop after, after then looking for however many pearls you decide to make out of those incredible color choices that we put up on social earlier.
I'm really excited about this. I think it kind of makes me want to make Swoon has another wallet. Is it something
Glenda? Or am I getting mixed up?
This would be a Darcy question, our historian.
I really want to say it's a Glenda.
Della?
Could be wrong. Glenda's the convertible clutch.
Okay. What?
No. I may be getting that mixed up.
There's a lot of patterns. Swoon patterns.
Yeah,
Joyce says it's the Della.
Oh, of course it is.
I was like, something with a D, I believe.
Thank you, Joyce. Of course it is the Della.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Yeah, now I want to try my hand at that. I like wallets. I have the gentleman's wallet.
Yes.
I want to attempt to make that in either cord or leather for my husband and my 10-year-old daughter, because she likes to have wallets that can go in the back of her pocket.
It is gorgeous in cork. One thing to bear in mind if you're thinking of like using thicker fabrics for it is you do have a lot of layers with it. So,
I'm definitely going to make it in cotton first, and then
that's the way.
And then go from it there, because I'm a Muslim queen. Just it makes life so much easier.
Definitely. We are looking at Gentleman's Wallet so long for June, I believe, although I'll check on that. But there's nothing to stop you from making it before.
Oh no, I will wait for the soul. I like to see other people's techniques, and I like to learn. I learn from watching Tammy, I learned from watching Monica, I learned from watching I've been watching on YouTube the backpack that's going on right now. It came on my timeline and I watched
with
and Miss
TT.
H. Yeah.
Yeah, the book bag backpack,
Yeah.
amazing. 3 different ways you can carry it. So
Yeah.
and it
So I was
holds
like,
so much stuff.
yes, and I'm really disappointed in myself because I love making backpacks. That's like I love because that everyone always asks me what bag I have. I have now the Rosie in polka dot in red polka dots. And I'm
Oh,
gonna
the
wear
pink
it on
one.
my Pookie dress. Yeah. And then I have the Celine that I wear when I go to to family events because I can stick everything in it. But
Yeah.
the day in and day out, it's a backpack, and then I have
Yeah,
the AWs.
that's totally
So
understandable. Colleen, it is by another of our team members, TT, who is probably not awake right now because she's here in the UK and she keeps sensible hours. She looks after the pattern posting for the Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H side, but she's also just started doing sew-alongs, and this week she's been doing the book bag backpack over in the Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H group, and it's also up on the Mrs. H YouTube channel. The reason you've probably not seen it around Nova is because it's only in PDF form, so we don't tend to talk about it as much as we do about the others for some reason. It's
you
been
know,
around for a while.
hopefully you guys will get it in paper. Everyone always asks me paper. Do you like paper patterns or PDF? I have a love-hate with PDF because I will lose pieces if I print it out. When it's a paper pattern, for some reason, I never lose the pieces. I have no idea why. I think it's like I like books, patterns in books. I have Mrs. H's book.
Oh, the master class is amazing.
Yeah, if I swiveled over to one side, you will see like Vogue's book, corsetting books. I love books. Like,
it's fantastic.
There's so much knowledge out there, and I want to like just absorb it all.
Yes, of course. I mean, with Swoon at the moment, we don't have the capability to do the paper patterns, but I believe there are still some available from Alicia's stock that went off to Checker distributors.
Oh.
So if your local fabric store or quilting store doesn't have those in stock, ask them to check in with Checker and see what they've got. I think they might even have a sale on some of them at the moment.
Oh wow!
I'm sure
yeah.
I saw a sale on patterns thing on their website.
Well, yeah, because what I wind up doing, I love looking at the see, and when I get a PDF, I love looking at the front of the page because just like the Daily Day Tripper, I have that my paper pattern on that. It was that bag like took my breath away, and I never thought I was going to be the girl that wants a mustard bag, but I was like, this bag is everything. And the first day I did it, I'd make it a Disney bag. I have plans. I have some wax canvas.
It's a bit of an odd one. It's one of the most popular patterns when people actually see it in person, but when they're just going through the website, they don't always notice it for some reason.
No, it has, and the potential is endless with that as well. Like I can see it being converted into, like for like you're taking care of your child, and it could be the interchangeable bag that you give to the grandparents or to the spouse or whatever. Like it has, the potentials are endless with that, or it could be a school bag.
It's so true. We do have Bagoneers who use it as an appy bag, and I've seen a couple use it as a laptop bag where their laptops are small enough. It's not an easy one to adjust because it's got that frame in the top, so it makes it a little bit trickier to adapt it.
Yeah, because I could see it being like a tablet, but I could fiddle around with it and see.
Yeah, you totally could. And for anyone who's new to the Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H range, the Dainty Day Tripper is not just a backpack. You can use it as a shoulder bag as well, or if you make the strap a bit longer, as a crossbody bag. And you don't have to unclip the straps; you just pull it, and it lengthens, so it goes from backpack to shoulder or crossbody just by, and you're done, which is, amazing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't even think when I put it together, it was before I got Samantha's book. I was like, why isn't this technique all over every single bag. And then when I got Samantha's book, and then I combined the Dorian with with the
Yeah.
I'm using this technique for like every bag.
Oh yeah, the clippy channel. It's,
Yes.
it's so simple and yet it's so effective. So
And you don't think about it until, like I said, it's interesting seeing pattern designers put together things, because it's a whole different skill set. It's a whole different skill set that is amazing and beautiful.
that is so true. It is so true. I need to let you go, otherwise you're not going to be
Oh,
able to get ready for your fun little
yeah,
event.
definitely.
I
And then pumpkin
I've just been
time.
enjoying talking to you too much. That's what it is. And it looks like everyone else agrees. Looking at these comments, everyone has loved meeting you
Yes.
this evening, tonight,
Yeah, it's
this
evening.
morning.
It's 7:21. So yeah, I will be back shortly in
Yeah, 39-ish
minutes,
minutes, more
and
or
we'll
less.
be
Yeah.
starting cutting out and getting this
Mm.
pearl
Yeah.
together.
So if any of you have missed the news, starting tonight is Nova's Pearl Wallet Clutch Sew Along, which has been split into 4 weeks to make it
Yeah.
a little bit easier, because so many of you have said that you'd like to just be able to take your time, do a little bit at a time. So Nova kindly, thank you, has split up. So every Friday, Nova's going to be going live with you to do a little bit more of the wallet, which is very exciting. And also in coming up news, this coming week, Tammy's going to be going live on, is it this week? I want to say it's this week, but check the events in the top. It might be the
I
week
know
after.
Monica's Sunday, Monday, but I don't know what
Oh,
bag.
Monica!
Yeah, I don't. I don't.
Oh, I'm
I
so
want
sorry,
to say
Monica.
the Carter. The last time I looked, the Carter was winning, and I'm not gonna lie, the Carter is an amazing bag to make. So I'm
It
really
does
excited about
look
that.
incredible. It does look incredible. I'm so sorry for forgetting about Monica. So
Oh,
Monica is going live on Sunday to do the cutting and interfacing of whatever bag it is that you have chosen up
cast your
there in
vote.
the poll at the top. And
Mhm.
then on Monday, Nova, you're Nova, Monica.
So will we sewing it up, and
Yeah,
then
we'll be sewing it up. And then at some point
Tammy's,
after that,
yeah, is doing the last, right?
yes, the Atlas rucksack
Why do I
is
say that
coming
wrong
on.
every single time? This is why I listen to Audible. Do it, people. Get the book, read it, and then when you support the author even more by getting it in Audible and an actor, I'm just going a voice actor. Yeah.
Totally true. Totally true. Oh, Dalva, I know. We'll make sure that if the Roxanne doesn't come up at some point, we'll pop it on a list and poke one of these
Yeah,
amazing so long hosts to do that for you.
most definitely.
Um, yeah,
I'm willing to do any and all of them. They're
so
fun.
exciting. So yeah, we've got you tonight for the next 4 weeks. Then
Yeah.
Monica, then Tammy, then TT for Sewing Patterns by Mrs. H is going to be doing the machine bag, which is a bag for carrying your sewing machine
Oh wow, yeah.
or for storing it at the moment because we can't go to retreat.
Hopefully soon. Sewing
Hopefully.
retreats and bringing your sewing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if you are in the UK, on Monday on Chanda is another of our amazing team, one of our testers, and I think Lynn's going to be demonstrating the convertible bag, but I do need to check that. So
Lynn makes fantastic bags too. Her bags are amazing.
yes, this is we've got 3 Lyns. This is Lynn from She Wears Red,
Okay.
Red Feathers.
I recognize that name from Instagram.
So if you can't keep track of anything that I'm saying right now, because to be honest, it is a bit scattered, keep an eye on the social media pages. Keep an eye on Soon Patterns on Instagram and Facebook, and on 10 Patterns by Mrs. H on Instagram and Facebook, because all this info will be there. So
Yes.
I think I should shut up now.
Not shut up here. It's time for you to go to sleep. And then everybody rest and recuperate, and I will be back in
35 minutes-ish.
Yeah,
I've had
35
an
minutes.
amazing time. I've had an amazing time chatting with you this morning. Thank you
the
so
future.
much.
Thank you too.
It is the future. Hello from the future. Enjoy your so long tonight. I will catch up with it tomorrow. And thank you everyone in the comments for joining us. Keep asking your questions if we didn't answer them, and we will catch up with them in due course.
Most definitely we will.
And I think that's everything. So thank you again, and happy sewing, everyone.
Happy sewing, everyone. Night.
Night night.